First and foremost, all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to the prophets of that body, and shalom to the 144,001 third. May peace and blessings be upon your households, and the spirit of endurance as we approach the end. And, things are getting a little tighter. Okay. By the way, copyright, fair use, 1976. I'm not making no money out of this. I'm just emphasizing through the scriptures, prophecy unfolding, right? I believe this channel belongs to this Jake here, the one with the New York hat, a British Jake. Jake meaning Jacob. This man is obviously an Israelite. Okay. The Israelites are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians. Those of Negro and Indian descent paternally are scattered to the four corners of the earth. Pursuant to Deuteronomy 28, verse 64, we're the most numerous nation. Pursuant to Hosea 1 and 10, there's a lot of history behind that. Okay. Now, nevertheless, just want to get to the point of, all right, they said, leave the UK whilst you can. Now, many videos going about leave America, leave the UK, especially the strongholds of the so-called white man. All right. The Edomite. Okay. The so-called white man is the Edomite. All right. All right. Idumea. Okay. And the so-called Caucasian cave dweller. First home, Mount Seir. Second home, the Caucasus Mountains of South Georgia, Russia. All right. Wherever their strongholds are, America, especially, which is ground zero, Babylon. You've got England, right? Ireland, Australia, New Zealand. Okay, all indigenous lands belonging to brown people. Crackers took over. All right, there's a lot of history behind that. Okay. But let's go to the demise of this world. And mind you, most of the videos this brother's going to play are from Edomites. Okay. Now, what you people need to understand is this is the demise and destruction of the Esau, the so-called white man's kingdom. All right. It's the end of one chapter and beginning of another. And our chapter of the kingdom of heaven is forever. Okay. 2 Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The scriptures say that the world abideth forever. All right. Okay. Paraphrasing. The world is here forever. Okay. Actually, let me get that. I don't want to quote it wrong. The world abideth forever. I think it is. The world abideth forever. King James Version. Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Yeah, the earth abideth forever. Aratazah, earth. All right? It abides forever. The world is not going to blow up. It's not the end of the whole world, The earth is here forever. It's just going to be refreshed, okay, with vigor, and it's going to be beautified, along with the Israelites. Okay, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Okay, so 2 Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. I'm going to play the video in a second. All right. Psalm 75 verse 6 and 7. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south, but the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. Now, if you can analyze, don't get it twisted. Our people are still going through hell, okay, and they will, right? Because Jacob's trouble is for the 2/3, all right, and the rest of the heathen nations, okay. But then, if you analyze certain situations, our people have always gone through hell, right? Because of our captivity, slavery, everything coming up against us. We've got to work twice as hard to do better in a job, twice as hard just to get there early, twice as hard just to sort of look more immaculate than the heathen inside an office or environment wherever you work, twice as hard just to, do the same job, right? And then when you do get a job, right, you're the only brown face within the office. All right. And if they do have any of the brown faces, they're mainly females because Esau likes to have try and get a few concubines while he's in the office, right? Usually ninja women, all right, of all different brown packages, right? Um, you gotta, and even if you do even if you do well, Esau is you're gonna be like the last hired and the first fired. And if you do have a successful city, right, a so-called black city or a Latino place or Native Indian place, a town, city, or whatever, what does Esau do? They bomb it, they blow it up, they fill it with lakes. Hence the reason why a lot of Texas is a lot of Edomite so-called white man towns are now lakes and rivers. Because you did the same thing to the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. A lot of successful environments. Okay, we got to walk in fear wherever we go. We got to look in our rear view. You got your seatbelt on. You got to make sure you got your P's and Q's. Everything is right. You know, but Jake's got to be constantly keep his head on a swivel, be circumspect. And Jake's been going through hell. What does Jake always say? Oh, we're going to pay the priority bills this month, and the ones that can wait another 30 days, we'll pay them the following month. That's what Jake does. Esau gets a bill. Esau has a bill. The so-called white man has a bill, and it gets delayed by a few weeks. They start going crazy because they've always had everything their way. Remember, this world was their heaven once. The 50s was their last haven. That was that decade, right? From 1949 to about 1962, 63. That 13, 14-year period, Esau had it really good in America. It was fucking great for them. All right. You see the movies, the beautiful homes, the manicured lawns, a woman at home, wearing a long dress. She took care of the house. All the Edomite man had to worry about was getting to the office on time and doing his work, and making time throughout the week to diddle his secretary, his concubine on the side, and still make time for his family. 2 cars in the household, no financial issues, holiday 2-3 times a year, bank balance on a real healthy level, that Doris Day shit, that one of them Doris Day and James Garner movies, if you're familiar with old school movies, everything's just pucker, that's how they had it. Now their kingdom is falling, right? And now these crackers are trying to move to different parts of the world. Do you realize it that people hate you? People remember your history of the so-called white man. See, the so-called white man is lazy. They don't want to do certain jobs. Okay? They always bitch and moan. The Israelite, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian and Israelite foreigners just get on with it because they know they have to work. Esau, the so-called white man, wants a room for himself, en suite with a shower and a bath and all that. Jake would live in a house with 2 bathrooms, 2 toilets, and about 10 people in the house, and some of them will sleep in different corners. They just praise the Lord, right? Okay, because our people have a connection to the Most High, but not according to knowledge. Paraphrasing Romans 10 verse 2, right? And they'll praise the Most High that they have a roof over their head and food to eat. But the crackers say, "Oh, I've got to have this much space and this much square feet, and it's got to be like this," because they're used to having everything their way. They're used to stealing. They're used to murder. They're used to deleting people. They're used to enslaving. They're used to taking from people and just keeping it. That's why they have generational wealth. That generational wealth is stolen from us. All right. Now they're coming through the curse. Now the curses are coming on them, pursuant to Deuteronomy 30, verse 7. Not completely. They'll be under the curses properly in the kingdom, but they're feeling it a little bit, right? The Israelite man, what does Mike Epps say? Mike Epps always say in his stand-ups. He goes, "Ninjas have always gone through hell. This is normal for us. Now you white people so-called white people go through a little bit of hell." Oh, what does Mike Epps say? He goes, "A so-called white man kills everybody in his household or jumps out of his office window because they can't take the pressure." And there's a lot of these Edomites that are bitching and moaning. All right. So Psalm 75 verses 6 and 7: "For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High is a judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another." And if you look at our people are doing, not all of them collectively, but our people are pretty much got better jobs. Obviously, we look better, got better jobs, better situations, and the Lord is dealing with them and giving them blessings where they got nice homes and nice cars, and Jake is dressed nice. The families are beautiful. You see a scattering of these blessings here and there. All right. And most of these people that are bitching and moaning, all right, good portion of them are Edomites. All right. So-called white people. Majority of them anyway. All right. Let's just play the video so you guys stay within the loop. Where is the video, man? They say, here we go. Now I'm going to play it. Now, once again, copyright fair use. I'm not making no money out of this. All right. I'm just emphasizing of what this video is saying. And it's called Wax Unfiltered. Subscribe to him if you want. He's got some good shit on him, man. You know? But I'm gonna play it now. All right. One more. Yeah. And yeah, let's let it roll.
Police are going that the UK is complete. Whatever again, bullshit is this? So it looks as though the banter police are going to be in people's place of work. Yes, you read it right. Angela Rayner and the Labour Party are trying to stop people from having a laugh, telling jokes.
Now, banter, I don't know if that term is used in America a lot. Banter. I don't know. I've never really heard that. We use that term a lot here in the UK. Banter. Just basically, its definition is the playful and friendly exchange of teasing remarks. You know? Basically, we're in a real fagged out world, you know? Real sensitive world. You know? You can't talk about somebody's race blatantly to them. You know what I mean? You can't talk about somebody's weight. You can't call somebody a fruitcake. You know, you can't say this, that, and the third. Back in the 70s and 80s, you know, people would get away with a lot. You know, pretty girl joins the office, pretty secretary, you know, whether she was single or married, she'd have her backside pinched multiple times. And there was no HR can do jack shit about it. You know, not that I'm saying that's a good thing. That's a bad thing, of course, you know, harassing females that way. Okay. But all I'm saying is that back then you could get away with a lot. But now, just back to the word banter or having just you're basically shooting the shit. In between, you got 10-minute break, or you might be having a coffee break, or you're in the office or a building site or whatever. You know, you're having a chit chat. You know, you can't do that no more. It's like the thought police, right? Like minority report kind of situation. Uh, where they don't want you to have no fun at all. It's along the lines of that anyway. Okay, they're just trying to keep everything like you know how these Moabites and Ammonites are. They're just silent. They really don't talk much. You know, they're like damn near machines. They want you to be like that. They don't want you to have no kind of spirit in you, man. But anyway, I'm gonna let it roll.
God, heaven forbid, something might be a little bit edgy that you're chatting about in the office. Yes, you're going to start getting in trouble for it. And guess what? It'll be a fine, won't it? It'll be a fixed notice fine in the office.
A way for them to make money, obviously.
For using banter. For saying something that might be a little bit risque. This is turning into a fucking joke of a society. The only things that the police force, the government, anything like that are bothered with are ways to collect money. A parking fine, a speeding ticket for doing 33. Your rear wheel just stopping in one of those yellow boxed areas. And now all of a sudden, it's going to be banter. Not only in the pubs, which they're talking about because it might cause offence to one of the members of staff. Now they're talking about it in the offices. So, well done, people that voted for these absolute fools. They are turning into a full communist, North Korea, China-style government, country, who knows? We've got nothing left. But this takes the absolute piss. Banter, they wouldn't know banter if it came and smacked them in their two-tiered, silly-haired, robotic talking voice. Now, please don't tell me anybody's ever going to vote for these fools again. We've got one general election left. If not, the country's completely done.
The UK is now one of the shittest places to live. Taxes are so high they take most of your money from you, up to 45% income tax. Then on top of that, 20% VAT on everything you buy. Then you've got things like council tax, road tax, stamp duty, the list goes on. The town centres are run-down shitholes, full of crime, stabbings on every corner. The cost of living so high, it costs most people's hourly wage just to buy a coffee and a sandwich. So no one can afford to live. Everyone works all day just to pay their bills and barely get by, pay their high interest mortgage.
Does that sound familiar? That sounds like most hoods, and most barrios, and most reservations in America, and most hoods and council estates are what you call the projects in America. Most council estates here, where Jake is situated, a lot of Benjamin there, a lot of Israelite foreigners, a lot of Judites from Nigeria and Ghana. Now you got a lot of Latinos there as well. All right. Okay. Sounds very similar to what Jake's been going through. Now it's affecting everybody as a whole. All right. But Jake always perseveres.
Which they end up paying 2 to 3 times more for the house than it was actually bought for. And then once they've finally finished paying this, they can't even hand the house down to their kids. When they've worked their whole life and paid their taxes, they've got to pay almost half of it in inheritance tax. And they want to increase tax further from here. You get constant fines through your letterbox for stupid things. And guess what? If you don't pay these fines, they'll keep going up and up till the bailiffs will come and take your car and your house from you if you don't pay it. Because you own nothing and you work your whole life as a slave for the system.
I didn't hear one word of a lie there.
Hey, Pete, what's happening? Listen, I've had a lot of people message me over the last couple of days, privately, sending me articles and just telling me about a little bit about what's been going on in Romford lately. And I sort of knew, you know what I mean? But to see so
Romford is in East London. All right. It's part of London.
many people come forward and tell me what's happening and send me articles and having a read through the articles. Now, enough is enough. We've got young children coming out of school and being robbed by little idiots walking around in fucking balaclavas in 27-degree heat.
I can't stand that shit, man. YNs wearing balaclavas and ski masks and shiesties. That shit is ridiculous, man. You see a woman in the street, how the fuck are you gonna flirt with a woman wearing a damn ski mask, man? Weirdo shit. Weirdo shit.
No, they've got their ballies on, intimidating the school children, robbing the school children at any opportunity, waiting from at train stations and bus stops to take stuff off of them,
Yeah.
We can't be having that. We've got women being harassed.
Not just YNs, it's crackers are doing it too, because crackers like to copy everything that Jake does.
We've got the young girls being sexually harassed,
Other
all by
nations
these
too.
people, these young boys going around in ballies and pervy old men as well. So there's an article I read, there was 2 gangs fighting yesterday outside Romford, pulling machetes at each other. This is not how I want to be bringing my daughter up. I don't want to be bringing my daughter up around this mess. And the police obviously ain't doing nothing. So I feel like it's time for the men in this community to finally take a stand. What are we going to do to ensure that our women and our children are safe in our area? Because enough is enough.
Welcome to Jack.
Oh, man. And you got drugged out Edomites and that. Even Esau, the so-called white man's making comments, right, that it's many their people that are strung out on drugs. Well, just say no to drugs, so-called white man. Didn't you say the same thing to my people, man? Didn't you say that in the 70s and 80s? 70s was a heroin era. 80s or was it a crack era? Or some people still smoke that shit today. Just say no to drugs. But them curses are coming on you slowly but surely.
We need a Superman.
Listen.
We need a Superman, a Spider-Man.
Superman coming to save these honkies, man, and heathens. Check this one out. What this Israelite woman says.
Streets are an absolute mess.
But when I told the police, tomorrow, but when I told, that's what I had to book an abroad. I don't know what we're paying.
Yes.
Whatever you do, get out of here. I don't know what our money is going towards. I don't know what we're paying for, because guess what? I had to book an appointment to get them to take a statement from me tomorrow. But when I told the police, just go to that area, that's where he's lurking. We can't just pull him off the streets. So why do you not do stops and searches if you can't just be pulling people off the streets?
Someone was following her and she got worried. And the police ain't doing nothing about it. They're not getting this guy off the street. Because usually what they do, these crackers, these coppers, they do stops and searches. And they mainly do that with Jake. Okay? All right? They mainly do that with Jake now. But they're not listening to this so-called black woman. All right? Someone's following her and the police are doing nothing about it. And they're not going to do nothing about it. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They're going to worry about car parking fines. If your car's parked the wrong way, if you've got a mobile phone in your hand. All those kind of frivolous things. They're not going to care about real crime. Okay? Because what you're coming to is into a lawless society. It's going to get bad out here. All right?
Is it just a pick and choosing type of thing? Like, is it me being chased by a man late at night? That's not important. Yeah. It's only once she's died. Okay, we'll open an investigation.
Exactly. That's what these coppers do, man. Once some real shit happens, it's like some stupid bullshit law in this country where somebody breaks into your yard, right? And you got a machete in your yard and you juke this motherfucker up. the person that's broken into your yard. You got your daughter, your son in the house. You've got let's just say your grandparents or your parents live with you. You live as an extended family. Somebody breaks into the yard and you kill the motherfucker that's broken into the yard. You get done for killing an intruder. So what we supposed to do? What's anybody supposed to do? Oh, we supposed to just let them kill us and hurt us? And then then our family mourns and all that shit. And what happens to the people that actually do it? They get away with it scot-free. Some bullshit. All right, but that's the kind of world that we're in. It's an unjust world, man. All right, that's that scripture comes in my mind. When the wicked beareth rule, people mourn. When the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, and the wicked are bearing rule. Paraphrasing scripture there.
For him, are you being serious? They don't care about us. I don't know where our money is going towards. I don't know what type of hatred, what they're
I'm gonna try
trying
and skim through it because it's like a 17-minute plus video. So
to fuel or
go
what
through
their
core parts.
agenda is. But our bills are going up, our wages are staying the same,
Yeah.
and our services are down in the gutter.
And she was firing at all cylinders there. Our bills are going up, our wages are stagnant, public services are literally in the gutter.
You want to come to the UK? Yeah? Well, come then.
So we have decided to leave the country. We're going to move to Thailand.
Now, you Edomite so-called white people that want to move to different parts of the world. Now, you want to move to different parts of the world. You got to understand that people in that part of the world, your ancestors, so-called white man, have got their blood everywhere. I mean, they've shed blood everywhere. They're stolen from everywhere. They've destroyed every part of the world. All right. Okay. They know you. Okay. This ain't the 100 years ago where they're going to bow down to you now. I've seen people whole families getting beaten up, spin kicked, head kicked, all that in Thailand. All right, I've seen that live and direct, not live and direct. I've seen it online. Okay, I've seen an Edomite woman get a head kick from some Thai man. I've seen whole family getting beaten the hell out, even their children, by people in Thailand. All right. Because when all hell breaks loose, they know who the problem is. The problem is always a so-called white man. They're going to come for you. Remember, this is a new world order. This financial crash is going to happen worldwide. Okay, you think going to a different part of the world, the money's is still going to exist there? Cash money, cash is king. Bullshit. Okay, something called commerce, man. All right, people deal with each other countrywide, so therefore they're going to have some kind of commonality or common ground, and that's going to be digital. All right, so you're going to have to take the charagma. And these people, these Edomites, they're going to take the CHIP anyway. They're going to take it, but we don't give a shit about them. But what's going to also happen is this is going to be worldwide trouble. You're not going to escape the West and go to an Eastern country and everything's going to be all right. And all you Edomites are in India, parts of Africa, New Zealand, and you honkies that have gone from South Africa to America, you're going there to be deleted. All right, ain't no salvation there for you honkies, man. You might have a few days of sunshine, but it ain't going to be good for you. But something's going to happen, man. All right? Something's going to happen. All right? This scripture comes in my head. Amos 5:19. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. It's like Final Destination. You can't escape. All right? There's no escaping this, man. Quoting a Beatnuts track. You can't escape it. All right? You can't escape it. It's that Final Destination. You can't escape your demise. All right? All right?
First reason is the school system. Schools are terrible. Kids hate the schools. Nothing's changed since the 1800s. They're just preparing our children for a future that's not going to be there. Second reason is work. I don't like my job. Really, my partner doesn't like her job. We're sick and tired of getting up on a Monday, going through the same routine, and then it's the weekend, and then it's a Monday again.
I use that term, my partner doesn't like her job. I thought that was usually a fag thing, and that's what they say, right? Okay? That's usually like a British cigarette thing, You as a man should say that's my woman, or my wife, or my lady, Weirdo shit, man.
For nothing. We pay so much tax and all these bills that are just going up and up and up. The weather is terrible. England is just a miserable place.
The
Indeed.
streets are unsafe. We're just tired. So we've got Instagram going, we've got YouTube going, we've got TikTok going. We're going to try and raise as much.
I mean, everywhere is miserable. I went to Atlanta in 2017 in the States. It was fucking miserable over there. You know, the last time I went to like the North America sides where it was kind of fun was 98, and that's back in the late 90s. So that obviously it was a different world back then. And everywhere is miserable. It's not just the UK, mate. Everywhere. Actually, you're not my mate, but it's not just that. You know, and I hate these crackers, man. F them and their pain.
Much money as we can before we go, and hopefully be gone in November. So follow us through our journey. We're going to sell the house. We're going to sell everything we own.
When that was really inspiring, there was a number of.
What's this guy saying? Nearly half the country have. Okay. They're going to talk about the money, what people have saved. You know, this is the average savings per age group, 18, 24, 25. Remember, this is in British pounds, all right? All right. Average savings by age in the UK. Okay, let's see what this so-called white woman says. This chubby woman.
This shitty country.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's just so frustrating to see.
Is anyone else fed up with this shitty country? Like, and the cost of living? The fuck is going on? I don't know anyone that isn't struggling at the moment, and is it actually a joke? It's a joke. Like, I work full time. I work 8 till 5, 5 days a week. I pick up weekend work and work in a bar. My boyfriend works full time, picks up weekend work, works in the evenings. Like, and yeah.
Sounds familiar, right? And if you watch a lot of period dramas, period movies where it is so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man is, you know, when they showed movies during the Depression, they showed movies during 1940s, set in 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, even the 90s. What happens? You know, it's always Jake struggling to pay bills. Now look at these crackers, man. You know, she's moaning about her bills, but you know what? But yet she can buy food to feed her dogs, by the way. And I don't think she's missing any meals. Look at the size of her.
Yeah, we've got a week and a half left till payday, and I'm worried about how the fuck I'm going to feed us. Like, how are we going to feed ourselves? Sorry, what? What? I've just had to spend my last money choosing between feeding myself or my dogs. Obviously, I fed my dogs. Got them. Harringtons.
They love their
what
dogs.
The fuck? Like, I just want to go and be able to, like, feed myself and not stress about it. And, like, not worry about how I'm going to get to work. I already have put into HR to work from home twice a week because I can't afford to drive to the office 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I rent a house that's only a 2-bedroom, small town, like, terraced house. I don't own my house. My car I've had for like 8 years. It's literally falling apart. It's done 200,000 miles.
Damn.
I can't afford to fix it. Like, this is going to go kaput on me soon. Then I'm well fucked. So what the fuck am I going to do then? Because HR aren't going to approve 5 days a week from home. Like, what the fuck is going on? I just want to do girly things and, like, get my fucking nails done. And I can't because I've got to, like, worry about getting a loaf of fucking bread and a pint of milk. And my dog food.
And that scripture comes to mind. They're going to be, you know, people are going to be eating their food by measure. You know, people are going to be eating their food by measure. All right? People are going to be measuring their food, man. Let's get that scripture. You know? Eating your food by measure, King James Version. Ezekiel 4:10. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight. No, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. Where is it? No food is by bread. You shall eat your bread by measure. King James Version. You shall eat your bread by measure. King James Version. What the scripture, man? Just find it now. Oh yeah. Was this the one? Ezekiel 4:16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. All right. Let's go.
What am I doing wrong? I don't go on holiday. I've not been abroad for like 7 years. And even the last holiday I went on, my parents paid for it because it was like a family holiday when I was 21. I'm 28 now. I've not been abroad since. I haven't even been away for a weekend anywhere in like England because I can't afford to. Like,
I mean, even going away for a weekend, ladies and gentlemen, the only analogy I can give for this is.
What are they actually playing at? Oh, hi. Hello, darlings. Mrs. Kent here. So apparently, Deliveroo and Just Eat are hiring the people that are breaking into our country illegally. What are they actually playing at? They're not even supposed to be here. Why are you employing them? Absolute fucking joke. So fuck them off. Don't use them. Unless, of course, you're a supporter of this current invasion that's going on in the UK.
This is the cracker UK version of those crackers, those Trump supporters in America. That's all it is. Now, I'm not with these migrants because most of them are, some of them are heathens. Some of them are sleeper cell soldiers. I don't give a shit about them. I'm just saying, she's just a typical cracker, man. Edomite.
I mean, it's so true. I got guys knocking on my.
Okay. But don't order food from these people then. Cook your own food at home.
Free hotels, free everything.
All right, I think that's about it. Anything else good here? There you go, man. All right. Numbers 35 and 33. Now, you people want to go to different parts of the world, right? Okay. They went to America. Look at the bloodshed America has. Okay. Everything when it comes to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives, they make movies about it. Putting, the so-called black man going through hell, being set up for murder, being set up for criminal activities, which he didn't do. The movie called Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Okay. Jake is under the curses in 1930s or 1940s America. Right. And they make a comedy out of it. Now let them make a comedy out of the JOOISH people, the small hatters, big nose people, the bagel eaters. Make a movie out of them. A comedy version out of that. Will they do that? Will that be successful? No. Everything is a joke when it comes to the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, hell that they've gone through, and the plight. But when it comes to the JOOs and other nations, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, oh, it's so emotional, the hell they've gone through. But what about Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian? Oh, that happened in the past. Then they'll make comedy movies out of it, spoofs out of it, and our people would join in because they sold their ass. Okay, Eddie Murphy's talented, Martin Lawrence is talented, I get it. But we know what they've done to acquire what they have. All right, Numbers 35 and 33. All right, and you people want to move to different parts of the world. All right, America ground zero is a lot of bloodshed has been, there's been a lot of bloodshed, and the so-called white man's footprints within that blood are all over the planet. Okay, so you people want to go to different parts of the world. The Lord has got something for you, man. Something for you, because there's people out there that don't like the so-called white man. They don't want to see you in their land. They don't want to see you. It's like me. If I go to India, right? It's been down there over a decade since I've gone. When I go there, I see a bunch of honkies. I look at them in a funny way. Like how they used to look at me as a child when I'd walk around their cities back in the 70s and 80s. I look at them like that. And I want to say to them, go back to your country. You know what I mean? I look at them with disdain. I say, what the fuck you doing here, man? You know what I mean? It's like that. But these so-called white people, right? Edomites, they're not liked by a lot of nations, man. Okay? Whether they're Israelites or otherwise, because most of the world is brown. And people around the planet do not like the so-called white man. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So your blood's going to be shed, so-called white man. All right? We're going to see a lot of hell break out very, very soon. All right? I was watching this video out with the gringos, man. Issachar's getting it in. You know what I mean? Issachar's getting it in. Anyway, so we are seeing the demise of this world, man. We are seeing the demise of this world. We are seeing the curses coming upon the other nations. We are seeing, everything happen in real time, man. All right? We are seeing the World War III drums, you know, World War III is already kicked off. It's just going to amplify. That's all, you know. And there is no turning back. Okay, it's the start of your ending, so-called white man and heathen nations. All right. So this is a beautiful thing. All right. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Mawatha Bad Babal, Kwam Yashrala Shalawam.